It's the Steam Christmas sale, and in the Christmas spirit, I thought I'd pick a game from a sale every day and recommend it to you, YouTube, so you don't have to trawl through millions of reviews to pick the best game. I'll just give it to you because I'm that nice a guy. I wish I could be a functional alcoholic. When you watch a show like Mad Men, you'll note how the entire cast seems to have no issue with shotting whiskey midday in between board meetings. If that were me, I'd be curled up in a ball of regret in the corner, throwing up at myself and sobbing. How Max Payne manages to drink himself blind with whiskey and then mow down hordes of submachine gun wielding, balaclava wearing madmen is far beyond me. So much credit to him. Shit, I can't even play this game very well when I'm drunk. It's been a long time since we've seen Max on our pixely screens. 9 years to be precise. One can worry that after that long a break, the magic that made the original title work will have been forgotten. The developers of Hitman Absolution, for example, diluted everything that made the Hitman games great with supposed modern game mechanics, but ruined the entire game. Max Payne is, after all, a series that seriously showed us how to do bullet time correctly with its slick, stylish and mayhem-filled shootouts. This helped to popularise the mechanic to the eventual point that it was murdered with sharp sticks. It was also a beautiful film noir tragedy that had a brilliantly self-reflective and humorous quality to it. Hence, there is a lot to live up to. Fortunately, Rockstar have nailed it as always, and Max is back with a vengeance. The setting has changed. Gone are the rain-filled city streets of New York, replaced with the blazing sun and glittering nightlife of Sao Paulo, Brazil. Beneath the gloss, however, is the same root level of grim corruption that Max seemed to be running from when he left the grim, gangster-filled streets of New York. Beyond the game itself, this is certainly a legitimate issue. The rich-poor divide in Brazil is truly insane, and playing through Max Payne 3 goes to demonstrate this as you bounce from protecting rich dipshits in fancy nightclubs to crawling through grim, violent slums full of drugs and prostitution. You slowly get down to the root of all this horror within play. While it is mainly a silly game full of explosions and a constant stream of gunfights, it does touch on some very real issues, which is commendable. Everything looks stunning to boot, with the textures, especially on the Master Race version of the game, being frankly insane. The game isn't afraid to actually use a colour palette, and the vibrancy contrasts wonderfully with the violent, grim subject matter, again reflecting the shallow nature of the setting. It also makes a few flashback scenes to Max's time in New York that more visually striking in their more traditional, film noir, old-school Max Payne look. The comic noir cutscenes, that were iconic within the previous games, have been replaced with fully animated ones within the game's gorgeous engine, replete with artsy overlays of text and plenty of blur effects, seemingly to simulate the mass painkiller use, blood loss and alcohol abuse Max seems to suffer through on a daily basis. The biggest technological achievement from these is that the guns you're holding while playing the game are accurately translated into these cutscenes. Honestly, we can all probably just go home now. What really makes Max Payne 3 shine is how tight the game mechanics feel. One flick of the controls throws you forwards, backwards and to the side, as time slows and you can precisely gun down the waves of goons the game throws at you, that become progressively better armed and armoured as the game rages forward. This is gorily satisfying with brutal gunshot impacts and sprays of claret. The camera swishes around during all of this, making you feel effortlessly like some sort of action deity. Running forwards, two guns blazing and leaping through a glass window, only to flip backwards mid-air and fire back at your pursuers, is just plain inherently satisfying, and the game seems to throw moments like this at you at a blistering fast pace, keeping you constantly engaged with the action. This is not to say that the game is a cakewalk. Should you want to crank up the difficulty to its maximum level and turn off the casual features such as the auto-aim, it becomes a very tense experience as you have to be very accurate and precise with your shooting, or you'll be gunned down in a matter of seconds. The bullet time holds this all together, and Max Payne 3 is probably one of the very few games that can actually get away with doing slow motion well and the experience not feeling trite. This is refreshing in a sea of games that want to take control away from you as a player and handhold you through quick time events rather than actually letting you play the damn fucking games. It makes Max Payne 3 both unique to play and unique to watch unfold, as so much of the action is essentially unscripted, making it hilariously entertaining to behold. It still retains that self-reflective, humorous quality through its dialogue and the amusing snippets of television you find while exploring the world, and that's about the only way it can get away with lines such as,
"At least one of us had a gun now. That raised our chances of survival all the way from nil to slim."
It's a slick, fast-paced and highly enjoyable thrill ride from the start to finish, but although you will have to suspend your disbelief for to enjoy it, will be rewarding if you do. For a mere $2.99 on Steam right now, it's a steal that you have no excuse to miss.